start off, I'm really proud of our fight and our effort. I thought, first I guess on Davion, he broke his foot yesterday in practice in a non-contact. We do it was non-contact. He didn't step on anything. He just plainly broke his foot. Obviously, I feel terrible for him. But just as our guys did on Tuesday, I thought they showed a lot of fight, a lot of resilience, a lot of grit, in how they performed and attacked tonight. I thought, it was a 2-point game, around the 3-minute mark, the first half, we gave up a 7-0 run, allowed them to separate from us a little bit. We made it difficult on them in the second half. Really proud of that fight. Did some really good things on both ends of the floor. And then we left their best shooter on a strong side corner it's just death. We had a couple of possessions there that we didn't take advantage of things we needed to. But all in all, like these dudes, they fought their ass off. Couldn't be prouder of them. We've talked before, like outside of a couple games in the non-conference, these guys brought it. So you got to give credit. I think Bowling Green presents a lot of problems. With their physicality and athleticism. I think Marcus Hill's a hell of a player. He's a hell of a college scorer. He just continues to attack you and put us in some tough spots. So, answer questions.
How do you feel? You've talked about fight a lot this season. How do you feel like this team's fight has grown and progressed throughout the year?
Well, I just told them in there the thing I'm most proud of, because it's different for their age group. Okay. And we've talked about overcoming hard, right? And when they've come up to it, they haven't shied away from it. And a lot of kids in their age group, they run when it gets hard. And these guys haven't done that. They haven't. Collectively, we haven't quite figured out how to get to that other side, but there's great rewards on the other side. But the thing I'm most proud of is they haven't shied away from that. They keep coming. And there's some valuable lessons to be learned from that. And the experience that these guys gained this year is going to be very valuable for them individually. The role that he was in, completely different. The role that he was in was completely different, and not necessarily what he signed up for. Like when he signed up, there was it was a different look, and then things happened, and you can just go down the list. Mason Jones didn't come here to play 30+ minutes as a freshman, but they didn't shy away from it, and they kept coming. And like those experiences that those guys had, these guys, their experiences of being in larger roles in bigger moments and how to handle those things is invaluable, and they couldn't have got that any other way. So, I think you saw growth throughout the season, both individually and collectively, and like I just told them, like they brought it every day, and that's a fun group to coach. There's some challenges and some things, habits we didn't pick up as quickly as we'd like, but to see their growth and those guys just keep showing up, I think says a lot about their character and what we got in that locker room.
Just talking about roles with the players, obviously I'll start with Bashir. We've talked about it a little bit this year, but you went from a guy who only started a couple games last year to a probable All-MAC selection. If you had to say, what was the biggest reason for your jump this year?
Obviously, continuing to work at your game. That's obviously the biggest reason. But obviously, a bigger role, more opportunity. Make sure I was prepared for it in the off season. When I got that chance to, be that guy, then I took it head on and I tried to do my best.
Yeah. And obviously, Jalen, just a different situation. Transferring to Ball State, he said that this role maybe wasn't even necessarily what you were expecting. How did you grow into your role as kind of the offense's facilitator, bringing up the ball?
First, I want to say thank you to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, and I try to do whatever it takes to win. Coach needed me to step up. My teammates needed me to step up. So I was ready for whatever to help us win.
Something I feel like we haven't really asked you this year is, obviously, not looking for negatives or anything, just what was the biggest difference, I guess, between Loyola Marymount and Ball State?
First, always look inward first. I had to grow. I had to change. And just the trust that I received from my coach and received from my teammates. They trust me. They see the work I put in every day. And they trust that I can go out there and execute.
Yeah. And then just for you two, just over the course of the year, we talked a lot about fight. Obviously, he just talked about it too. How did you guys keep that going, game in and game out throughout the entire season?
Obviously you want to go out there and compete every game. We all think we got a good nucleus of basketball players who, want to go out there and compete. So, that was the biggest thing. And, obviously losing is not fun to anybody. So, that's the biggest motivator, just trying to go out there and compete. Even, I feel like the depth this year wasn't the greatest. I think that'll be something in the offseason that needs to be addressed. But, out there went out to compete. You asked me to play 40, asked Jalen to play 40, anybody, they did it just because they wanted to win.
Yeah, it's all about winning with us. We came here, we wanted to fight. We feel like we had enough. We could go out there and get it done. Some nights, like Sheer said, I had to play 40, sometimes 45. It's just all about winning, competing, having fun, doing. This is a kid's game. Just doing what we love.
Bashir obviously missed last game, played tonight. Was there any extra preparation that you had to go through physically to be able to play tonight?
Not necessarily. I was obviously trying to get treatment as much as possible to make it feel as good as possible. Even though it wasn't 100%, trying to make it feel as good as possible. But I feel like I missed some shots today that I normally don't. That's just how it goes. But we just prepared the best we could for the situation.
Obviously, this might seem like kind of a silly question, but were you playing through some pain today?
Yeah, I was.
We talked about it a little bit after last game, but had a lot of guys this year just kind of play through pain, things like that. You feel like that kind of defines the team?
I don't know if it defines our team. I think it defines, what those guys are about. And I stood out and watched their senior night because I have a great deal of respect for what these guys go through. Not only our players, but just college players. And it's an ever-changing landscape. I'm not sure that it's easier than it was when I had the opportunity to go through it. So I took that in just because of like I said, the respect that I have for what these guys do. And so, those guys having an opportunity, you never know when the ball's going to stop for you. And these guys, to be able to fight through some of the things that they fought through, it's easy to walk away. That's easy, and that's what I go back to, talking about what these guys have, they just kept knocking on that door, and they will push through that. And these experiences are only going to help them.
And then just last one, this one is kind of for all three. What do you feel like is the biggest thing that you will all take away from this season? Yes, obviously it's early to ask, but still.
We're good. We're really good. We have a legitimate chance to do a lot of things. We can play in the postseason for sure. We just got to tweak a few things, make a lot of minor adjustments, but they're major. Once we figure that out, keep this core together, and we can do a lot of damage.
I hope all the ups and downs this year taught us, losing at the buzzer, things like that. It taught us how to win. I think that's the most important part of everything. Taking those losses head on and, correcting mistakes. But obviously this group was young. We had some inexperienced guys, but we're learning how to win, and that's the biggest thing. Yeah.
I think, I told the radio this. I'm not, and I just told these guys, I'm not disappointed in what this team accomplished. I'm not. There's some different things, it doesn't matter. It was out of their control. I'm not disappointed in what they accomplished because they showed up and worked every day. Am I disappointed in where we are after year two? Yes. and I take responsibility for that because of the success that we had last year and the momentum I thought that we built. So I'm disappointed from that standpoint that we didn't keep it up, but I'm not disappointed in this particular. One thing that I have to do, and I'm disappointed in myself for this reason. There's a lot of things, this team went through a lot of things. Some of the things were self-inflicted, some of the things were not self-inflicted. And I did a poor job, and I'm pissed at myself for the amount of time and energy and thought that I allowed some of the things outside of what we could control as our team affect how I coached. And so I'm disappointed in myself from that standpoint, and I've learned that there's a time and place for some of that. But I came here for a reason. I came here to build a solid program, and there's a lot of things that go into that. And there's a lot of people that have their hands in your program. To do a better job of separating some of those two. Jobs are open for different reasons, right? I mean, especially at our level. The job is open because somebody had a lot of success and he moved on, or there wasn't enough success and they made a change, right? And when you do that, I'm the 5th coach in the last 25 years. Okay. Sometimes, you got to peel back those layers a little bit and take a deep dive into what has transpired and why are we not experiencing the success that Ball State has had in the past. I'm excited about some of those conversations, and I'm excited about being a part of those conversations and being a part of the solution. And that's what I think that has driven me here in the last couple of weeks. Is I think you add somebody like a monster like UMass, the sirens start going off. Okay, what, and maybe you ignore some issues that have been ignored for 20 years. Now they're front and center, and I'm excited about those conversations. And like I said, I'm excited about being a part of the solution because there's no reason why Ball State doesn't have a really good basketball program.
Just one thing for players. I know coaches talked about using this game for more than just basketball, for your everyday lives. What's one thing that each of you can take away from this season maybe you'll use in your life beyond basketball?
Things get hard, you can quit or you can push through. Everything that we want is on the other side of the heart, which is success. So just being resilient. Basketball can really teach you about life. It's a game of runs. That's how life is. Sometimes you're going. Sometimes the other team is making a run on you. So you just gotta continue to just be resilient and enjoy what you're doing.
Yeah, I mean, the same thing though. Things get hard, knowing how to push through, knowing when things are not going your way to, like you said, be resilient, stay confident in yourself, and also when things are going bad, obviously trying to be positive to others, making you picking up other guys that even though you're not, playing as well as you would like to as well, but just picking up other guys and staying positive through thick and thin.
All right, thanks everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.